Hi there. I wanted to come on here and make this video to talk about what CAN is. I know I've got several new folks here on the channel. So I wanted to just touch base with the community and thank everyone for joining our adventure here. Um, we are a pending 501c3 in the state and with the IRS. I filed with the state back in December, so it's been a while established with the state, and we're just waiting on government red tape. I'm sure y'all can understand that. Um, it's a it's a common misnomer that cat advocates is a rescue or a shelter. We are not. We're a community cat program. So, hey Heather, how is the volume with this? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt the train of thought, but I want to make sure the volume is okay. Let me know if you would. Um, so, anyway, back to the subject. So, we are um, waiting for the clearance from the IRS, and then we will be a 501c3. And our goals for CAN are, to reduce population of community cats. And the reason for this is, yes, cats can live outdoors. And while they can live outdoors, it's not a great situation. Overbreeding happens, injuries, illness, dog attacks, the whole gamut. Okay. Our goal is to reduce the suffering by cutting back the population through TNR. Hey, there's Void Miner. In case anyone ever comes across the person Void Miner on this channel, that's my husband, otherwise and commonly known as our maintenance man. It's just a little joke around the office. So we want to cut back on the suffering out here because, I moved here. Oh man, it's getting close to a decade ago, and I didn't know what I was about to endure. As an animal lover, I have a soft heart for any animal, right? And I was always a dog lover. And when I moved here, I was shocked to see the amount of cats. Um, I didn't know back then that mobile home parks are just basically a magnet for abandoned and dumped cats left behind by renters and that sort of thing. I had no idea what I was in for. And our neighbors are elderly, and the wife got cancer. And she was the primary caretaker of the community cats in my part of the mobile home park. So her husband approached me and asked me if I could take over care of the cats. And like I said, hey, Sarge, it is awesome to see you here. And so, being a soft hearted person and loving animals, I would not say no, right? And plus, this man's wife has cancer. You know, you just can't be like, sorry, nope. So I said yes, of course, and started to help out with the cats. I didn't know anything about ordinances. I didn't know anything about laws. I was just a person trying to do the right thing by helping this elderly couple with something that brought them joy. Boy, did I step in it. I stepped in it hard, and I'm sure you can understand because not knowing what I was in for, not having any idea the scope of the problem. I was in for the shock of my life. I didn't realize how hard the work was gonna be. I just wanted to help. I didn't realize my heart would be broken a million times. I didn't know that there was gonna be days so filled with joy, I'd be just, like, overwhelmed. The ups and downs of caring for community cats is a wild ride, folks. It really is. And we have had more than our fair share of good and bad times. Um, so, currently, how do things look? Let's talk about the now. After all these years that have gone by, cats have reproduced and things, which was beyond our control. My husband and I did spend thousands on medical care, feeding, fixing. We rehomed and helped more than 75 cats over a period of time. So that's a lot. We have done our due diligence, right? But over the years, they have become even more out of control than we were able to handle. And so we asked for some help from the park manager, and we requested that at least I could take on the mantle as overall responsible for the cats. And sometimes I really regret that. And I've had days where animal control was banging at my door, and this, that, and the other thing, and bad things happen, and animals are found passed away in the street, and awful things like that. And I think to myself, why did I do it? And then I see, have days where I see a cat that I have never been able to touch actually approach my hand. If you've never experienced that, it's like a gift. It's like this huge moment beyond description. So currently, with the help of a few people that have really stood by me through thick and thin, we started Cat Advocates of NEA. And I'm happy to say that we now have about 1/3 of the cats here in my part of the area TNR'd. So they will not be breeding anymore. And of course, I totally want to shut down anyone who says, well, she lets them breed. No, I don't let them breed. I am one person. Before all this, I had no help at all. And now I have one person who donates strictly for the TNR of the cats. And I have, that's basically it. It's me and Ross and a little bit of financial help from somebody who is really special, who really, really cares. And I appreciate that beyond words. But that being said, I'm really proud of the fact that we are doing what we set out to do. And that is to reduce the suffering. Without these cats having kittens out here, there is so much less suffering. The cats that are here are so much more healthy and happy and just living their lives. We do our best to, keep them well fed, to keep their health and stamina up, which usually costs us in the range of about $500 a month. It's a lot. It's a lot, folks. And that is just strictly on my husband and I. That just comes out of our resources. And, I'm not complaining because it's worth it. It's really worth it. They're healthy and they're happy and they are not suffering. And that, for my own mental health and for the mental health of all of my neighbors who have to see these cats, right? Um, it's just so much better. And of course, you got people that are, not cat friendly. And I understand that not everyone cares for cats, right? And that's fine. It's fine, really. Um, yes, yes, Art, it is. It's sad. Folks do the best they can and get in trouble from people that are envious and stuff. It is. It is. But you know what? We're just really focused on doing the best we can do. And I know that there are roadblocks and challenges, and we're just facing them. I am accountable to animal control because of some very serious things that happened in the recent past. Um, and oh, Sergeant, it'd be awesome if you could. Um, we will have to reach out to me. I have an email listed in my channel description. But and also Kim, uh, she could tell you too. Um, anyway, I am accountable to animal control. I report to them on a regular basis how the progress is going, and I'm happier every time. It's crazy, when this whole thing happened, my world crashed. My whole world crashed. I had a channel of 2,800 people who loved these cats, um, and who were my friends, my community. I cared deeply. And because of things that happened, we had to step back for a while. But now, you know, I've faced my deepest fears, and I'm working through all of the challenges one at a time. I will not be held back. I mean, honestly, it isn't just for me. It isn't even just for the cats, although it's 99% for the cats. It isn't even just for the cats, although it's 99% for the cats. It's also for my husband. It's also for my neighbors. It's also for my town and even, my county. This is just a problem nationwide. And I can only start in this little bitty spot. But for that little bitty spot, I can do the best I can, right? And with support, it can grow. And it will grow. We will grow. I know we will. Um, because I'm not giving up. I will figure this out one way or another. Um, I've done it years and years and years by myself, undercover. Um, and if I have to, I'll do that again. But one way or another, the suffering has to stop. Um, or I'm just gonna keep doing everything I can to stop it, to help. Because let's face it, other people turn their back and walk away. And I can't. I can't turn my back and walk away. I won't. I made a promise. And I'll never turn my back and walk away, no matter how bad, how scary. I'll figure it out. That's what I got that for, right? Oh, Sarge, I know. The drama on social media, it is a nightmare. It is a nightmare. I don't know why. I don't know why people got to tear other people down. It makes no sense. you know? I'm here for a specific purpose, and I know a lot of other folks too, that are in the same boat. And why anyone would want to hurt another person or, God forbid, animals. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But, we just go on, right? Just do the best we can. So, and yes, Russ is right. You know, I really was pretty devastated um, when the fur hit the fan. I really thought it left me with no choices. It left me alone with no help and having to hide again. We lost cats, you know. It was heartbreaking. It still is. It's hard to think about. Yeah. But we have to just move forward. And so that's what we've done. And like I said, we're at about a third now that have undergone TNR. So, yay us. Um, we have 3 foster kittens, just 3. I am a strong know your limit person, and 3 is my limit right now, even though kittens under 6 months are not a strike. Um, I have a lot on my plate. Aside from cat advocates of NEA, I care for my elderly mom, who she's in very poor condition, but she still lives on her own and insists on living on her own. So I do that, and I also have a disabled daughter that I also take care of, who also lives on her own, but I am her support. So I have a lot. But look, it doesn't stop me from being very, very focused on cat advocates, because, like I said, if I don't do this, who will? So, but there are days that it's hard to be positive. I mean, I don't know if you ever got these in the mail before, but I get these a lot, you know. Um, those are goodbye cards from the vet. I get them a lot. But we keep going, right? Because we have to. I know a lot of people don't like to equate animals and pets with humans. They say, "Oh, don't make it like, don't humanize them or whatever." But look, they're innocent. They're innocent, just like children are. And they're out here in these streets, in these garbage bins, in under the houses, in the bushes, um, you know, freezing cold winter, extremely hot summer days, the mosquitoes swarming their faces. It's just, I'm not gonna just leave them to deal with that like 80% of the people around, you know? I'm looking for the 20%. So if you're on my channel, I already know you care, right? You must. So I really thank you for just being here, just watching the videos and liking and commenting and stuff. I'm not begging for money. I'm not asking for a boatload of help. I'm doing everything I can. But, but just having you here, just having folks here, it really helps. It makes me feel better. It gives me the strength I need, um, the impetus to go out there yet another day. I've been out there in a hurricane before. Did you know that? I was out there in the scraps of a hurricane filming the colony for folks on my old channel. I'm dedicated. Maybe a little too dedicated. Anyway, um, yeah, just the support is so, so important. So now that we have reached 100 subscribers, I mean, that just makes my heart feel so good, and it gives me the motivation to keep going and keep sharing and keep talking about the things that matter. Andre, you made it. I'm so glad. I know. I totally know, Andre. I don't want this to fall apart again either. And we are not going to worry about it. I promise things will be okay. Andre, who is in the chat, um, is a subscriber from my previous channel, Lila's Love. And he's a special person to me. I'm so appreciative of everybody that has come back to spend time with me and the cats, knowing what happened. So I'm so glad you're here. But going forward, so what's the deal with going forward, right? The future. We've already talked about now. We're doing TNR, and we've got about a third done. So we're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep on doing TNR. I've gotten most of the females that are easy catches. I need a drop trap to get some of these stragglers out here that are a little too dang smart, but I will get there. I will get there. Some of the males are easy. I don't think Buster is a whole male. I believe there's a good chance he might be neutered. If he's not neutered, he'll be an easy catch. Pick him up, put him in it. I don't even need a trap for him. He can go in a carrier, honestly. He was a pet up until recently. So that's very sad. But we have cats that need homes. Kittens, I need to get into rescue. The problem being our local kitten rescue just got shut down. They were leasing a building, and their landlord just, out of the blue, I guess, said 30 days and you got to get out. I don't know the whole story, and it's really none of my business. I'm just trying to support the rescues that they have. And I had 2 kittens with that rescue, but I did recently find out that they were in fact adopted. So Meep and Elliot are not a worry anymore. But the kitten room has over 80 that need homes. 80. Can you believe that? And just expected to shut down by the end of September. Now that's hard on her. Oh boy, howdy, is that bad. But here's the thing. That's hard on the community. The community needed that rescue. And our Humane Society is always full and overbooked. So we kind of had depended on her to catch the overflow of young cats and kittens. And now that option is gone. So any of the whole females or the floaters, the wandering females that come in and out of my colony, because the colony is fluid. It's not always the same cats. It's not always the same number of cats. There are some that come and go from nearby colonies in the adjacent neighborhoods and such. So there's always going to be kittens. And now, where will they go? Because that rescue is now gone. This is a problem. So, needless to say, we're slightly delayed on getting these three into a rescue, but the Humane Society has made an offer to take Mira, who is already TNR'd. She was a failed TNR because she is not going back outside. She's not an outside kitty, just not. She's too friendly and too lovable and too wonderful to put back outdoors. She is definitely an indoor pet. So, okay, see you later, Ross. I'm so glad that you got on here and had a little time to visit. And I will see you in the morning. Yay, the weekend. But yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. Humane Society is trying to step up, but it's so bad right now, and it's so bad everywhere. Everywhere across the country, there is just a crisis. And that leads me to another point. I watch and take part in many, many webinars, conferences, and that sort of thing. And I just yesterday, I'm lost. I just yesterday attended the International Companion Animal ICAM conference. And their topic of discussion was, should spay and neuter be mandatory? It was heavy. And there were people all across the world. There was a woman on her porch deck, some such, in South America, and the scenery behind her was just stunning. People from everywhere were on this webinar. I was the only person from Arkansas, which, as most of the people in the United States realize, Arkansas is one of the poorest and crappiest states we have. It's a beautiful state, but that's where it stops. So I had a lot to share about the community cats here and how mandatory spay and neuter would be incredible, but how? How do people access that care? That's another sticking point for a community cat program. You know, how are you going to pay for all those spays and neuters once you trap the cats? Yeah. You're right, Sarge. We are still behind the Iron Curtain. And Massachusetts is bad too. Man, we're just doing really poorly. I don't know, you know, you would think that human beings, with all the advances and all of the progress, that we would be doing so much better. I don't know what happened to us. It's really discouraging and disappointing. But anyway, that's I talked to a woman over in Los Angeles, and she was discussing the fact that they were so excited to be able to have vouchers and to be able to tell their residents, we're going to start a voucher program. And, I would be thrilled with that, right? If we had a voucher program. But she says, we've got such a vet shortage. We couldn't even fill the vouchers for care. They couldn't even get vets to do the $500 for a cat in Los Angeles, from what she said. I don't know if anyone from Los Angeles is watching this or whatever, but tell me if that's right, because holy moly, that I thought it was bad here. Sarge says, Dawn, my maternal grandparents are from around Queen. Huh. Horatio Locksburg. I spent many summers there as a child. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something, Sarge. I'm not an honest to goodness Archie. I'm from the Chicago area. I don't know this state from jack crap, even though I've lived here for a while. Like I said, going on a decade, but I don't really know the like towns and stuff that good. But I know kind of. I have an idea. Yeah, I know you're a Texas guy. Um, I kind of know sorta. Are you around? Well, you don't have to tell me here, but I know of a place. Oh God, this is too convoluted. We'll not touch that one. But I know some people from the Panhandle area. So and okay, all right. So you're not. I see the east side. You're from northeast. So you're actually not that far from me. And I know I made a comment on your channel um, that if you are ever driving through this way, because I know you travel quite a bit, you're more than welcome to stop by here and take a look at what we're doing here because we always have projects and another pair of eyes on what we're doing. Hey, we don't know what we're doing. Neither one of us know how to build stuff and whatnot. That's another thing I wanted to talk about in the future. We're gonna enclose part of this catio porch because we need a place to put our shelters that is not completely obvious. Um, and that's not because we're trying to dodge any laws or anything like that. It's for the people in the neighborhood. Because there are people here that would just rather not see the cats. It's not that they hate them; they just don't want to look at it, whatever that means, right? So you just came through Arkansas. Where to go? Oh, you're headed to pick up. Oh, yay! I'm so glad you're going to get your kitten. Oh, that's awesome, Sarge. I'm so happy about that. Well, yeah, but and that's an open invitation. If you're coming through, hit me with an email or whatever. And yeah, because I mean, look, we don't have jack crap, right? We live in this mobile home. It's an old trailer house. Okay, it's not great, you know. It ain't real super pretty, but it's paid for. We don't owe anything. We're not up to our ears in debt like so many. And that's how we can afford to help the cats as much as we do. So be prepared. If you ever do stop by, it's not fantastically pretty, but that's okay. So anyway, it'd be cool though, because like I said, more ideas. We're gonna close up this porch and we have to make it so that our sensitive neighbors are not offended or upset by the community cats. You know, it hurts me, and I'm sure it hurts other people too, to see them and stuff. So we need a spot to put their winter shelters, and it has to have electrical access so that we can plug in the seedling mats that warm the shelters. And so that's going to be a real challenge. and I'm not really sure how to go about it. And I know Russ has some ideas, but I don't know if they're crazy ideas or not, you know? I don't know Jack. So, yeah. They took the hits off your house too? Yeah. I cried the day they came and cut mine off. I was so mad. I was so mad. Anyway, I really wanted to be able to get it up out of here on my own plot. And we had the beginnings of the funds to do so, um, and then a truck, um, yeah, a truck ran me over, a semi. So there was that. No more money. Happens, right? Anyway, um, yeah, so that's the future. And we are doing the best that we can. Oh, the kitties have their channel now, Sarge. That's awesome. I was wondering where in the heck you went because I really loved your channel. I thought those videos that you had up were awesome. And folks, if you're watching this in the future, Sarge's cats are I just want to, they're so cute. Anyway, um, and if he has his channels up, then when you're seeing this, I really hope you find them and watch the videos because they're so adorable. Um, but yeah, we're just doing our best to try to give shelter and care to these cats. So, you know, in these videos, if y'all are watching these videos in the future, and I have told um, the ladies on Discord because I have a special Discord for the folks that are on my board and on my subcommittee. And so I've told them, and I will tell you all watching, I am not a perfect person. I make mistakes. Um, I do stupid things. um, I miss things. If there are ideas that pop into your head, please share. If you think, hey, I didn't like that, tell me. I'll deal with it. You know, if you think to yourself, oh, I think she could have done that better, or she shouldn't have done that, or maybe she should do it this way or that. Tell me, it's okay. It really is, because that's how we grow. And I don't mean, be mean to me. Yeah, that sucks. I've been treated pretty poorly before, and I'm not asking anyone to be mean to me. I'm asking for ideas, thoughts. Share your knowledge, share your ideas, your perspectives with me, um, and maybe we can incorporate those in how we do things. Because I'm just this one mind, and it doesn't work in the typical way. Because I am a person on the spectrum. And so sometimes I miss things. So do tell if you have tea to spill. um, and let me know if you think of anything. Or, just pop in and chit chat, you know? Throw me a comment. It doesn't have to even pertain to whatever video you put it on. It's cool. I'll know. I'll get it. I'll figure it out. Mistakes and OCD are the cornerstones of my life. Oh man. Yeah, my daughter has really bad OCD as part of her coexisting, comorbid, whatever in the heck they call it. She's autistic as well. And so, but hers is, it includes OCD. And mm, 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 mm. It's rough. It's rough. Yeah, you better get to drive in. Oh goodness, it's rough. It's rough. Yeah, you better get to drive in. Oh goodness, you have a long drive, Sarge. Please be careful. This is mostly ADHD and yeah, I get that too. Anxiety. See? None of it are perfect. And it would suck if we were. I'd hate that. You know what? Look at all the cats. They're all different. Spots, stripes, red, brown, black, white, yellow. Everyone is different. Their eyes are different. Their whiskers are different. Their souls are different. It's cool. That's why we love them. It's okay for us to be different too. So, yeah. So I don't worry anymore about being different. It's okay. I'm still okay with that, you know? And even with all the garbage I've been through in the recent past, I am still so dang happy and I am still living my good life. It's a little bumpier now and quite a bit busier. But, and like I said, I have to report to animal control all the time. But that's really become less and less of a burden and more of, I almost look forward to it now because I can tell them about the progress, you know, the progress that we have made, we will make, and everything that we have done and will do. And it's all okay now. You know, it sucked, but yeah, we're all right. Russ, you're so goofy. Yo, my husband's a goofball, by the way. Andre says, I deal with whatever. I'm glad to be alive. Exactly. Exactly. You know what? That's what I mean. Progress, Heather says, progress is the goal. Yep. So we're doing it. And we're going to continue to do it. And one day, there will be so few kittens left that we'll actually start to see a decline in the population, which means a decline in the suffering. And that day is something I am greatly looking forward to. And I'll finally have a sigh of relief. So, Sarge says, I was married to a severe ADHD girl for 30 years. It's not the straw that broke the camel's back, but it did contribute to the part. Oh, yeah, 3 years ago. Yeah, that's rough. It really is. And we can only do what we can do. And sometimes situations are beyond saving, you know? So the severe ADHD was untreated or medicated with alcohol. That's bad. 30 years was enough. Can't say I wasn't loyal. See, that's awesome that you stuck with fortitude in that situation because a lot of folks wouldn't. You know, and I'm sorry that you went through all that pain. But being such a great person that you are, I know what you were doing because I've done that too. I went through a very long stretch of DV, severe DV, and that's why I have PTSD. So I get it. And I get the strength it took you to finally say it was enough. But that was a lot of suffering, dude. And I really hate that for you because you didn't deserve it. And I hope that that person someday, somehow, gets their crap together for their own good. Things that have happened and that, that water under the bridge sort of thing cannot ever be forgiven, but they can grow. Um, it's whether or not they choose. Yeah, I hope they do. That's all we can really do is hope, you know? Can't Took me a long time to accept the fact that we can't make other people care about themselves, care about other people, care about animals. We can't force people to give a crap. I hate that. But here we are. So I guess that's why we have to turn that another direction, you know, turn that toward caring for ourselves, caring for the cats that we can take care of, caring for the people in our lives that we can extend that care to, that appreciate it and give it back just the same. So I don't know. Sarge says, now when a girl does show interest, my excuse is, well, thanks, I have cats. The best people have cats, right? I might be a little bit partial. I don't know. But yeah, good people have cats and dogs and rats and birds and horses. I don't know. I don't get how folks don't love animals. I've always grown up loving animals. So not caring for animals is not within my comprehension, I guess. So yeah, so that is what our future looks like. It's just going to be more of the same, more TNR and working on bettering the lives of the ones that are here. There are probably two friendly cats left in the colony that can go out to be adopted when and if a home becomes available, and the three foster kids. So that's 4 or 5 that can go to homes. Beyond that, it's keeping them healthy, keeping them happy, um, you know, and that's pretty much it. And then expanding, you know. I have recently made a map of the area because I was never told how many cats I would be responsible for. Um, and I want to make it clear there was no fines, there was no tickets, not even a real heavy reprimand, nothing like that when animal control did come here. In fact, the first couple of times they came out because they had to come out because there were calls, right? From yeah, out of state calls. And so they had to come. And they just said, look, we had to come. But then on the last one in March, they were like, okay, look, they didn't get a chance to talk to me because when they came, I was in the shower. And I didn't know they were here. So they left a door hanger thing, right? Common. That's what they do when they can't speak to a person. Well, all the language on the door hangers is basically the same. It is not a personalized statement to anyone, right? So I got in contact with the director of animal control here, and he basically couldn't really, you know, he wasn't upset with me, and he didn't say, "You're a bad person." He didn't say, "You're doing something horrible, you're in trouble," or anything like that. He knows the situation in my area. So he knows and has known a very long time what the situation is here. And basically just said, look, what you got to do is reduce the population. That's all we're asking. He never really told me that I had to go the extra mile that I do. He never told me, I need you to call me or email me or report to me on X schedule and blah, blah, blah. And this certain amount of cats has to be done. There's none of that. There was no hard and fast to it. But because I am the way that I am, I have put my own rules in place. So, and the reason for that is because I want him to know I'm a person with honor. And when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And I'm not a person that can just sit by and turn their back on suffering either. So that's what I did. And I said, all right, I'll take that challenge and I'll up it 10. And so that's what I did. And now I report to him, like I said, and yeah, this is what we're doing. So Cat Advocates is, just in a holding pattern for now, as far as the 501c3. I just found out on the website the other day that they are now going through the applications in the bracket of dates that my application is in. So I am so excited because that means that it'll be, within the next couple, 2-3 weeks, that it should be in the review process and we should get our award letter. So I'm so excited about that. That has been a long time coming. So, yeah. Sarge says, I don't see a way to contact y'all on your channel. Okay. All right. You're coming back through tomorrow. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Can I pass that information on to you through Kim? It's kind of late for her though, isn't it? She's probably already in bed. I'm surprised it's not showing. All right, well, the Cat Advocates email is just catadvocatesofnea@gmail.com. And if that doesn't work, I'm trying to figure out a way without, on a public video. This kind of is a little sketchy. All right, you can do that one, or you can do my personal email, which is rubydawn, RUBYDAWN @gmail. And that will definitely work. You will surely get a hold of me that way. And oh yeah, Russ will link his too. So yeah, that'd be awesome. It'd be awesome to see you. It'd be really cool because, like I said, we have so many things that we need to do and so many things that we could do in the future. but making things work, I have so many ideas. I am always just full of ideas, but some of the ideas are just not workable, and I don't know, or maybe they're kind of workable, but I don't know how to implement them, or so it would be cool, um, to have somebody to say, "Hey, what can we do about this?" Or, "What do you think of that?" Or, "Would this be stupid?" Or yeah. Sarge says, "Okay, then I'm coming back through Western Arkansas, through Fort Smith, down that way." Oh, crud. No, it's not really. We're on the eastern side. We're right along the border, kind of with Memphis, sort of. We're in northeastern Arkansas, so we're right at the toe of, or right at the tip of the boot heel. Yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Russ says, laughing his butt off, my ideas make him work like crazy. Well, it's probably true. It probably is true. I do kind of have a lot of um, projects, but I can't help that, and a lot of it is because of the cats. And I'm just trying to make their lives and our lives better because that's what we do here. So I'm not embarrassed about that, really. And that's another thing too. And I wanna just put this out there. Sometimes I have to ask for help with the cats. And sometimes folks might be put off by that. If it bothers you, I understand. If I say, "Hey, we're gonna do X project, and if anyone can donate," or, "Our food is short for the colony. Can anyone donate?" If it bothers you, I apologize. I don't mean to bother anyone with that. It's just that we're a nonprofit, you know, and it's just basically Russ and I providing everything except for the cost of the spays and neuters and a few other projects that a very special donor helps us with. So sometimes I have to ask, and I'm sorry, but I can't just do it all. So I hate that I have to ask. I don't like to ask. Um, and call it what you may, but it is what it is. And it shouldn't. Um, I shouldn't have even had to start this nonprofit. Why should all this fall on me? But it is what it is. And I'm going to do the best I can. And if that means I have to ask, I'm just going to ask. So, so it is. I'm not sorry. I have, I am accountable to them. I have to look at their faces every day, twice a day, at least. And that's only if I don't step outside, other than twice a day. So, yeah. No, Sarge, I know. I know. I just wanted to put that out there. I know you're good to help when needed, and not to. Yeah, I get that. I totally get it. I wanted to put that out there in case it bothers some folks, because I know a lot of people will feel bad if they can't donate or whatever when I'm asking, and I don't want people to feel bad about that because look, we ain't got jack crap either. We have enough to do what we do with a little help. But we've been poor. We've been homeless before. Homeless. So I know what it's like to feel like you want to help but you can't help. And then there's other people that just despise anyone getting help, and that's just silly and stupid, and I'm not gonna worry about that. But, you know, I just didn't I wanted to put that out there. Just, I have angry foster kitties at the door. They're mad. I don't know why. Stop! I'm not letting you in right now. So just I feel bad when I can help and others can't, and they see what I did. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. Yeah. Um, and I think the whole thing, and also part of the reason that I said that, aside from, I don't know, I think the whole thing goes to right now, things are such a mess in the country as a whole. And it's taken a toll on everyone's bank accounts so badly. And I don't want anyone to feel overloaded or, or weird about it, or I don't know. I just kind of wanted to put it out there so no one feels like I'm being a jerk or begging or whatever. It's just part of my job. I work for the cats, right? I'm accountable to them, and anything that comes for them is for them and not me. I don't ask anyone for anything for me, not even Ross. So that's just not me. Anyway, yeah, just watching the videos is such a big help. Commenting, get to know me. I want to get to know other people. Like I said, that's part of how people grow, right? Is talking to each other. Yeah. So, hey, talk to me and watch my videos. If you can even spare a few minutes just to sit and watch a video, that's a huge help. So, yep. Anyway, Heather says you are the voice. I have to be. Yeah. Um, because no one else is standing for them. People around here, especially in this area, they don't give a crud. They really don't. They don't care. There are very few people that do care. They really don't. They don't care. There are very few people that do care in this area, and it's sad. It's very sad. Um, I could sit and tell you a bajillion horror stories of just how badly they don't care here. Um, but I won't. Uh, they just take it from me. It's not just kids and dogs and cats. It's They don't care about anything. A lot of them, and I don't know why. I don't know why they are so dead inside sometimes. I don't know if it's the poverty. I don't know what hardened their hearts. It's sad, but it has not made me that way. And I care. I care about them, a lot. The cats, the dogs, even though they're not my forte anymore. Kids, I see a lot of bad stuff. So I'm just going to do what I can do. So I'm surprised your chat and viewers are low here now. Yes, I do need more viewers. I really do. It'll happen. It will. Um, this was it, a similar situation happened with my original channel. Things were very slow with the channel at first, but I just kept at it. I went and videoed every day, several times a day. Like I said, I was literally out in the scraps of a hurricane, you know, filming content of the colony and trying to help them during that inclement weather. I did everything I could, and I'll do it again. Um, it'll happen the way it probably happened last time. It was, a slow process in the beginning, and then it kind of took off. Um, Sarge says, I've had 4 dogs all my life. They all found me. I'm secure in my manhood, and now I have cats for the last 9 years. I have 2 dogs. They're old now, um, and old and cranky. One is a Catahoula and Chihuahua mix. If you know dogs, you know. And and the other one is a white German Shepherd and cattle dog mix. So they're cranky and they tolerate the cats outside, but they do bark at them sometimes. And they're okay with the foster kittens. Yeah. I don't know. I dread the day of losing the dogs, even though I've not gone down that path anymore. There was even more heartbreak down that road. I did a humane investigation, and I worked with a top dog trainer in LaSalle County, Illinois. And that will kill a person's heart faster than anything. I understand the suicide rate among, people, the burnout. I, mm, I had to get out of it. I couldn't do it. Uh, the the look in the dog's eyes every time, every time. Nope, couldn't do it anymore. Wait, what? Catahoula and Chihuahua? Well, because I'm pretty sure that the mama dog, she was the Catahoula. So I think she laid down. Um, yeah. I don't know. Did the dogs get a treat today? Um, Heather, the dogs did not get a treat. You know why? I was so busy today. I really was. I had to take Jade to the doctor today. So, and that on top of all my normal errands and all that stuff. But yeah, they'll get it. If you count a treat as like a couple of bites off my dinner plate, they did get a treat. How about that? uh, I have to finish my shopping tomorrow. That chihuahua needed a damn stop stool. I don't know how it worked, but it did. And one of these times I'll bring her in here, and so you can see her. She's the funniest looking little dog I ever did see. You can tell she's Catahoula because she's got the black fur with the brindle pattern on it that is pretty common to the Catahoulas. But that's pretty much where it stops. She does have the little white socks and stuff. She has the coloring of the Catahoula, and she has the length, but not the height. So, oh, she's a silly looking little girl. Oh yeah, and she's like always scared of everything, scared of her own shadow. But then also she's the boss. I don't know. Yeah, she's a goof. But she is the boss of the big dog, and he is about 110 pounds or so. And he is very choosy about which of the cats are his cats. Um, when a foster cat comes in, he will, pick and choose which ones he likes and which ones he's going to be grumpy at and just tell him, kick rocks, kid. He's a character. But my little Chihuahua Catahoula is his boss. So, and I don't know how that works. So I bet the Chihuahua walked around with a big smile on his face forever, and the Catahoula walked around with a guilty look. I'm pretty sure you're spot on with that one. Yeah, yeah. I think it was one of those situations, like when we're all young and stupid, and we have a little too much fun, and in a situation, and we don't make the best choices and are full of regrets after. Because I'm mostly sure that happens. I'm pretty sure that was that situation. Problem was she had a whole pack of I don't know what you'd call them. Don't know how you would combine Catahoula and Chihuahua as a word, but she had a whole gang of them. I think she had like 15 pups. Thank God cats don't have that many. Can you imagine my job then? Holy moly. Yeah, it'd be a problem. Anywho, um, yeah. So if you are passing through the western side of the state, you will be several hours away from us, unfortunately, because we are over on the eastern side. Um, so that kind of stinks. But yeah, and you're gonna have your baby, gonna have baby kitty with you. Oh, I got we gotta see that kitty. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, if you have a chance, whenever, we're gonna be here. Us and however many cats there are in the colony, which is a different number every day. So yeah. Sarge says, I was like that plenty of times, especially after a long night in a buy me a drinky bar in South Korea. Oh no. I get it. Yes, someday we will have to meet in person. You know, maybe we can make a plan or something. I know you work really hard, and so does Russ. Russ works the night shift, so you know. But I think we'd all have just a really good time, and I'd really like to show you around here, and you could get to know some of these. Your heart will melt. You'll know why I do this. You know, it's once you see them in person, it's different. Yeah. Anywho, I probably should get off of here, right? I have just been going on and talking about everything under the sun, even though I hadn't fully intended on like trying to focus. Not as many, yeah, not as many as in that nightmare you were having. I know, right? I know. That is so true. Yep. And I'm so glad. So you're gonna Sarge is going to visit Furball Farms. Oh, that is so awesome. I would love to go there someday. I just can't leave here. I have, you know what? I couldn't even leave here when my aunt died recently. I just can't leave. So I don't get to go see cool stuff. Um, yeah, it'd be awesome though. It'd be awesome. I would love to see their setup. I would love to have a setup similar. It is a destination. It really is. Yeah. So cool. So cool. One of these days, I will help as much as they have. I know it. I'm getting older, right? I'm 55, but I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I got a lot to do, and we're doing it. So, look, yeah, I got to get off here. But I hope that folks will share our videos and like them and comment on them. And, you know, it's it just gives me motivation to keep going. And, maybe someday it'll be a big channel and it'll generate some amount of something to help with the cats. That would be cool. Uh, it's not 100% of the goal though. The goal is so much more than that. so, so just as I don't get to travel much either. I'm 56 on the first vacation I took in 20 years was this July when I went to pick up pizza roll and hot pocket. Um, yeah, I didn't even go out of the state, I guess, for a long time. He works 6 days a week. Oh, 77 hours this past week. That sounds just like Russ. Yeah, I kid you not. Y'all must be on the same friggin' schedule. He puts in anywhere from, I don't know. I mean, he doesn't do that extreme. 77, that's heavy. He does 50 or 60. Yeah. Heather, we are on the way upward. We are. We are. I know it. All right. I'm skedoodling everyone. Because you know what? It is 9:15 now. So I'm gonna get back at it. Get all this stuff done that I gotta chores and stuff I got to tie up. So, because foster kittens are messy little critters. Anywho, we'll do this again. We might try and do this each Friday if there's some interest in it. And we'll discuss, we'll do like some chat, but also I'll give an update, kind of like I do with animal control. I'll tell you what I accomplished during the week, what I have done with the cats, what I am doing for the organization as a whole, and what I'm doing for myself, what I'm learning, because I'm always learning. I'm learning from webinars and I'm learning from people, and I'm just always learning. So we can do that. Yeah. All right. Have a good night, Eagle.